So friends, imagine your dad is so famous for his faith that everywhere you go people say, wait, you are Abraham's son. How do you build your own story when your father is one of the greatest men in the Bible? Well, meet Isaac. So today we'll be talking about episode 16 of the Bible character series. So imagine growing up with Abraham as your father. Every single family gathering probably started with, have I told you about a time God spoke to me and said, leave everything you know and go to somewhere I haven't showed you yet, and I just went? And everyone around the campfire is like, tell us again, Father Abraham. Meanwhile, Isaac is sitting there thinking, yes, I know, he did. It was amazing. I'm the promised child, no pressure, absolutely none. But here is what makes Isaac one of the most important people in Genesis. He wasn't trying to become another Abraham. He was faithfully becoming Isaac. And that was exactly who God wanted him to be. So Genesis chapter 21 verse 1 through to 3. God finally did what he had promised. Sarah at 90 years old gave birth. Abraham at 100 years old became a father. They named the baby Isaac, which means he laughs, because when God first promised them a son, Abraham laughed, then Sarah laughed too. Then God basically said, perfect. Now name the child after the reaction you had before you saw the miracle. So what once sounded impossible became a living testimony. Because God's promises don't expire. His timing may not match yours, but it is always worth waiting for. Then comes Genesis chapter 22. God gives Abraham an instruction that no parent ever wants to hear. He takes Isaac up to Mount Moriah. Isaac carries the wood. His father carries the fire and the knife. Halfway up the mountain, Isaac looks around and asks the most innocent question in Genesis. Father, where is the lamb for the offering? Abraham replies, God himself will provide the lamb, my son. Now that's one of the greatest prophetic statements in the Old Testament. But from Isaac's perspective, it answers almost nothing. He's probably thinking, okay, but we are almost at the top and I still don't see a sheep. Little did Isaac know, God had already prepared the answer before they even started climbing. Just as Abraham was about to obey, the angel of the Lord called out, Abraham, stop. He looked up, and there was a ram caught in a nearby thicket, provided. The answer to Isaac's question has been waiting on the mountain all along. Abraham called that place Jehovah-Jireh. The Lord will provide, not the Lord provided. The Lord will provide, because God doesn't just meet yesterday's need. He goes ahead of us and prepares for tomorrow's. Isaac probably went home thinking, next time Dad says we are going on hiking, I'm asking a few more questions first. Years later, Isaac faced another challenge. His enemies filled the wells his father Abraham had dug. They buried them with dirt and rubble. So what did Isaac do? He went back and cleared away every stone. He reopened the wells. He didn't chase something bigger. He restored what had been buried. Sometimes God's calling isn't to invent something new. Sometimes it's to restore a prayer life, restore a family, restore a ministry, restore a faith that opposition tried to bury. So faithfulness often looks like clearing away the rubbles until living water flows again. So Isaac wasn't the loudest man in scripture. He wasn't the most dramatic. He simply trusted God on the mountain, in famine, at the wells, day after day, quietly, faithfully, steadily. And Genesis chapter 26 tells us that the Lord blessed him. He sowed during famine and reaped 100-fold. His wealth continued to grow because God's hand was upon him. The people who change generations are not always the loudest. Sometimes they are the ones who keep obeying when no one is watching, who trust God without having every answer, who keeps clearing away the rubbles until the water flows again. Maybe you have spent years feeling like you are living in someone else's shadow. Parents, pastors, and mentors. But remember Isaac, God isn't asking you to become someone else. He is calling you to faithfully become the person He created you to be, because quiet faith still changes generations. Amen.